Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. Let's see what messages want to come through for you. Highest and best messages for the collective of Gemini, please, Spirit. This is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you see it. If it resonates, it's for you. And as always, be sure to check out the description box where I will leave journal prompts for you based on this reading. Those journal prompts will help you to integrate everything and process everything that comes up today and just take your inner work a little bit deeper. So be sure to check those out. All right. Highest and best messages for Gemini, please, Spirit. Number 16, trust. Number 21, stormy. Number 2, divine masculine. And, number 29, full moon at the bottom of the deck. We are coming up to a full moon at the time that I am filming this, and transformations underneath of that. We'll just take a quick note of that. Okay. For the last 12 hours or so, I've been receiving so many messages for you. I knew since last night that I would be doing this reading for you today, and I didn't intend to start tuning in or receiving any messages. They just started coming. And the messages that I've been receiving for you are blending really beautifully with what I'm picking up here in the cards. Spirit wants you to know that you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself to navigate any storms that come your way. And in fact, more than that, Spirit is saying you may find your best and highest self emerge in the middle of a storm. Sometimes contrast and challenge actually allows our best selves to shine, our highest selves to shine. I hope that makes sense. Now, I received a message last night for you about your mind. Spirit said Gemini has a liquid mind. What that means is your mind is extraordinarily flexible and adaptable, malleable, aware. You have this capacity to, I'm hearing, bop around into all of these different realities and perspectives without losing this core sense of control, whereas many people would be terrified of exiting their own ego temporarily and seeing things from another perspective, going into somebody else's world, somebody else's viewpoint or perspective. Lots of people are terrified to do that because they feel like they're dying. It's an ego death. It's confrontational to them to do that. But that sort of liquid mind, that capacity that you have to just explore vastly unique and different realities, it's something that it's one of your greatest gifts. It's something that comes naturally to you, and therefore it may be something that you know you have this quality, but you don't see the full value of it, because it's just who you are, right? Those qualities and those gifts we possess, that just come natural to us, those are the things that it's easy for us to overlook or take for granted because we don't know anything else, right? It's only when you compare yourself to another person in this kind of objective way that you can see, oh, wow, I thought everybody could do that. And you're like, no, 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 no. Oh, God, no. So I asked Spirit when that message came through last night, I asked, why does Gemini need to know this about themselves? And Spirit said, and is saying now again, it's important that Gemini recognize their gifts objectively. It's important that Gemini understands just how special they are and in what ways they are so extraordinarily different from others. The energy of Gemini is well, it's magic. It's magic. And we all have our own unique brand of magic, right? But there's just something here about the importance of you really owning your inherent gifts, these things you don't have to work at. It's just you, right? That's where your value is. That's where your originality is, your greatness is, and that's where your purpose or calling stems from. Now, tying it back into this right here, these cards, Spirit is saying it's almost like you'll be able to maybe even connect more deeply with these gifts when you are moving through challenges. Trust that the storms, the challenges, the contrast, the obstacles in life, trust that they're not just happening to you, they are revealing you. So I would do this kind of mental flip, which you're super good at. Do this mental flip. If you're coming up against a challenge in life, any kind of challenge, how is that happening for you? How is this challenge actually revealing your magic, your power? How is this challenge actually transforming you for the better? What is this divine masculine? Well, there's this strength, this solidity and this strength. It's so funny. I'm picking up on this again, like solidity, strength, and I'm hearing solid sense of self through this divine masculine card. It's almost like yourself. This message is like kind of abstract. I hope it's all making sense and tying together. Your sense of self is so adaptable and malleable. It's actually in that incredible flexibility that you find an anchored sense of self, because your sense of self is never threatened because it's so adaptable. It's like that old, whatever that old saying is, the bamboo that bends doesn't break, or whatever, Yeah. Wow. Okay. So let's move into tarot now that I have talked for quite a long time. I am using the Gentle Heart Tarot for you. Beautiful pink gilded edges. Okay, Spirit, where do you want me to go from here? Okay. Spirit is saying, just pull cards. Like, don't even have a goal. Yay. All right. All right. I've also been getting the message for myself, but it's also in conjunction with all of the messages I've been getting for you. I know that is tied together. I've been sitting in the concept of I am not the doer. I am not the doer. I am just the vehicle, the conduit, the channel, the machine, the mechanism through which life expresses itself. And it brings me back to one of my favorite quotes by Pilar Lesko. You create your reality, you do not control it. There's something about that you just innately understand. Maybe you've never thought that before, those exact words. But there's something about it that you, like in your bones, you've just known your whole life. That, you know, clinging so hard to one thought form or another, one belief or another, it's just kind of funny. And I was also picking up on your sense of humor. I was thinking to myself, this is like a chatty video, okay? I'm not the doer, okay? I was thinking to myself the other day, you know, Gemini, I love Gemini. Gemini is one of those signs where I've had this experience multiple times where I just met a Gemini, like moments ago, minutes, maybe a few hours ago, I just met a Gemini, and we're already like instantly communicating non-verbally. Like Gemini is one of those people, I can just look at you, and we have inside jokes instantly. In like a single glance, we've got an inside joke going on. Like your sense of humor is, I'm hearing impeccable and I'm seeing sparkles. And yes, I'm biased because I love Gemini energy, but this is spirit speaking. Your sense of humor really shines. And it is informed by this innate capacity you have to be so adaptable. It's informed by this liquid mind you have. It's very special. What else do you want to say, Spirit? What do you want to say to Gemini? What do you want to say to Gemini? Thank you. Oh. Okay. The devil. Nah. Haha, okay. We all have light and dark within us. We all have light and dark within us. But you, Gemini, have this incredible non-attachment that allows you to swing between the two. It's like that classic cartoon of the angel sitting on one shoulder and the devil on the other. You are both and therefore neither all the time. You can play in the shadow just as easily as you play in the light. And there is something about your shadow right now that is very important. It's bringing me back to this card, which it looks like shadow, right? It looks like light in the shadow. Spirit wants you to see the beauty of your own shadow. Shadow being those things that you previously rejected about yourself. Things that you previously rejected about yourself that are ready to be brought to light. And I think this kind of beautifully, continues from the last reading I gave you, which was all about purpose, your purpose. Tell me a little bit more, Spirit. It's time to play in your shadow. Play in your shadow. You can do that. You're so good at that. So I would ask you, oh, so many questions. There's so many infinite questions I could ask you. What have you been scared to be? If you were not afraid, where would you go? What would you do? Who would you be? Play in these questions. $16.16 on the timer, I saw. Gemini. Yeah. 6 of crystals, which is the 6 of wands. Oh gosh, Gemini, this energy is so beautiful. It's so good. I mean, I was feeling incredible energy for you in the last reading, and it's just continuing. It's just continuing. Look, this is you looking at your own shadow. Five of Swords. It's time for you to shed. It's time for you to shed some old limiting beliefs that were never yours, limiting beliefs that you took on just to try to fit in, but you're not supposed to fit in. You're not supposed to fit in. And this isn't like, you know, an effort-based thing. Like, I have to stand out. I gotta find a way to make myself stand out. No. When you just don't try, when you just stop trying, you naturally stand out in this beautiful, sparkly way. And playing in your shadow, re-owning some of these aspects you've suppressed out of fear, that will naturally help you to release limiting old beliefs. Okay? So you don't necessarily need to focus like, okay, I need to like find this limiting belief that's holding me back. Where is it? I need to attack it. No. No. Just focus on playing in your shadow. Go have fun. Go have fun in your shadow. The best way I've found to do that, one of the best ways, is to ask really, really good questions. The right kinds of questions. Questions that allow you to think in ways you never have before. What else wants to come through here? I just want to see what's in Gemini's shadow. Of course, it's going to be different for each and every one of you, but let's just see if we get like a general idea. What is in Gemini's shadow? Tell me about Gemini's shadow, please, Spirit. Yep. Okay. Wow. What do we got? Oh, we got a bunch. Okay. Strength. Yep. Okay. This is you pulling your fear closer. This is you not being afraid of fear. This is you saying, I understand. I understand why I tried to fit in. And I love myself for doing that. Trying to fit in was just the best way I could love myself at the time with the awareness that I had. I hold no hatred or condemnation towards myself. The Lovers, your card, there you are. Oh my god. Look at these two together. They're like two versions of the same thing. Self-love. Loving your fear, loving your joy, loving love, loving the full spectrum of who you are. The Magician. Playing. You know, inner work and shadow work and all this healing stuff. Sometimes, you know, it can be heavy and hard and serious, but I wouldn't assume that. Sometimes the greatest healing and expansion of awareness comes when you're literally just playing. Just have fun. Have fun with it. And Page of Cups. Exploring your feelings. Opening up to your feelings. Okay. A real sense of feeling at home in yourself that maybe you've never felt before. I don't know. But a real sense of home will be found when you play in your own shadow. It's important to play in your shadow and approach it with no expectations. Pure openness, the perspective of a child who's just curious. I don't know what I'm gonna find. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, if we're not the doer, we're just the conduit, then we never know what's gonna happen. We never really, really know. And you're one of those special energies that can find the joy in that rather than being afraid of it. So Spirit is saying what you're going to find in your shadow, that's not something I can communicate to you right here, right now, other than a sense of homecoming and magic. You are meant to discover on your own what's in your shadow. And in finding it, you will seamlessly integrate it. Because once you see it, once you see the truth of who you are, there's no going back. You're never going to unsee it, right? Let's get a journal prompt for you from my deck. Speaking of questions. Journal prompt 2323. Journal prompt for Gemini. I'm seeing deer. I don't remember if this came up pre last time, if it was another sign, but I'm seeing deer energy. And then I also just heard locust or locust. But I'm seeing like a lotus. Oh, dingbat. Oh my god. I literally saw a lotus flower in my mind, and I was like, lotus? Locust? What? It's literally right in front of me. Lotus flower. Okay, lotus flower. Work with the energy of lotus flower. Journal prompt for Gemini. Oh, okay. Ooh. Number 68. Number 68. A dream I had that I will never forget was like a dream you have at night. Not a dream like a goal, right? A dream while sleeping. A dream I had that I will never forget was fill in the blank. Interesting. So there's something about that dream that maybe is significant for you to contemplate at this time. If you're like me, I dream every night of my life and I remember all of them, which is a blessing and a curse. This may be kind of a difficult, it may seem like a difficult question to answer. If you do dream very often and you remember them, just don't try to think of one in particular. Just let one arise. Whatever's the first thing that comes to mind, just go with that and explore some of the emotional signatures of that dream, the symbolism of that dream, what it meant to you then, maybe what it means to you now. Ooh, that's exciting. Well, your dreams are coming from your shadow, your unconscious shadow. What you don't know that you don't know, right? So maybe reflecting on that dream will help you to play in your shadow. Cool. All right, let's get a closing message from Anatomy of a Witch Oracle. Yes, that's what it's called. Okay. All right. Closing message for Gemini, please, Spirit. Closing message for my lovely, lovely Geminis. I love you so much, Gemini. Closing message for Gemini, please, Spirit. Ooh, festival. That looks warm and cozy and fun. Let's see what the guidebook says. Okay. Most festivals observe or are based on lunar or solar events, but not every special occasion is determined by the influence of the sun or moon. Birthdays, death days, and anniversaries are all events of celebration and observance as well. We hold festivals and feast days to connect to history, community, ourselves, and traditions. Festivals often revolve around ritual experiences that are ancestral, seasonal, devotional, protective, divinatory, or initiatory. Consider making a feast day of yourself, your family, or your community. You can create new traditions, find your seasonal rhythm, and take part in the continuation of history through your shared experience. It's not necessary for every event to have great meaning. Sometimes you simply feel the need to honor the experience of living. Keywords: celebrate, acknowledge, participate. It's time to celebrate, acknowledge the success in your life, and honor it. Go have fun, Gemini. Go play. That's the whole purpose of life, isn't it? Maybe. All right, thank you for letting me read for you. This was so much fun. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. I will leave this journal prompt as well as several others in the description box, so be sure to check those out. And I'll see you next time.